For the group discussion, and you may have a question, why do we need to use it? To observe the performance in the group situation, and particularly we would like to see someone who have the team skills, leadership skills, communication skills, as well as the analytical and problem-solving skills. And so having a group discussion can providing you the individual's performance as well as the behavior in working with other team members. And we'll also create some scenario and to see how the candidate will have some demonstration on the practical sense and how do they deal with the case, not only individually, but also with other team members. And we are assuming that this type of the assessment is quite valid and also quite useful in providing those evidence to show that whether he or she is a good team players. And well, it is also quite important to have the comparison with other data, including from the interview, and to see, because some of the employees, probably they are very good team player, but it doesn't mean that he or she can't work independently. Or in contrast, for someone very high performers, probably they work quite well individually, but it doesn't mean that they work quite well with the team members. So that's why we can not only rely on the group discussion result, instead of, we have also need to combine and compare with other data in order to make the final judgment. The effective group behaviors, including like the assessors, will be observing what you do and to see whether the candidates can accomplish the task, and more importantly, how are you going to do it? Result, of course, is important, but the process is also important. And so with your body gesture, your body language, or interaction with the other team members will become also one of the major input in the assessment. So think quality, not quantity. If you have a group discussion with others, not only talking about how many points that you propose, how many action that you have done, instead of whether your action and your thought, your idea and suggestions are having a very high quality or not. How do the assessor collate and classify the evidence that collected in the group discussion? They're usually looking for what suggestions does the candidate make, who make it, and how did they make it, what were their reaction, and also what skills that they have been used during the group discussion. Do they demonstrate their leadership styles, their communication style, analytical skills, etc., and what level of the skills that they have demonstrated, and more importantly is that whether this demonstration, this evidence tells us that well, the candidate is suitable for the job or not. And so they'll all gather this information and make a judgment by using the group discussion. There are some tips in the group exercise. When completing a task, the candidate should suggest ways to persist and tackle the problem. They should have a more systematic way in order to present the ideas. And they have to summarize the main point, because sometimes people will make lots of suggestions without summarize the main point. So the interviewer as well as other team members very difficult to understand what do they want to say. They have to emphasize on the main point. Besides that, they also need to ask for and give some ideas and opinions. And remember that it is also very important to keep the group on target and on time. They cannot only dominate in a group, but they should also respect others to keep others on time and on target. Besides that, we also need to listen very carefully. We need to bring others into the discussion, can not only dominate in the group, and we also need to encourage others. And in some situation, we also need to clarify others' ideas to make sure that everyone is on the same page, they're talking about the same things. Remember that don't attack other people or put them down, because we have to show our respect to others. This is one of the facts that the recruiters told us, And well, they said that, I remember the assessment center where a group discussion became heat and two candidates went into the car park for a punch up at the tea break. And also there was the applicants who faked a heart attack to get out of a test. So as you can see, that remember that the assessment center is not providing a platform for team members to fight with each other. Instead of, it is the assessment center providing to the candidates to interact and to demonstrate their talents. And remember that the members in the team, in the group discussions, probably sometimes will become your colleagues in the company in future. So remember that this is not a fighting platform. Instead, we have to respect others to demonstrate your contribution as well. In some company, in some assessment center, the candidates group discussion will be also recorded. But of course, they have to receive the permission of the interviewee before they're doing that. And so for the interviewer, after that, they may also have a discussion and go through the video and to see and to select the right candidates afterwards. Besides the group discussion, and we'll also have other elements and assessment in order to provide to assess and to select the candidates, including like dinner, lunch, as I said that because we would like to see whether this candidate will have the business manner, and psychometric test, and so to see what kind of the personality or cognitive ability of the candidates, the tool, and to have the interaction with the candidates and to let them know about the company background, the history, etc. And also we're providing some case study, role playing, etc. And so to see that, well, whether they have the analytical skills, the critical skills in order to solve the business problem. Interview, we have to see, well, whether they have a good communication or not, providing a chance for them to present their experience and for presentation, and usually will be used to assess the assessors, to assess the interviewees' presentation skills and also the ideas about some suggestions. In-trade exercise, and to test for whether they have some experience in doing certain job and will to demonstrate their relevant skills and capability. And there are some top tips, the things that need to do. Remember that get involved because it is an opportunity to demonstrate your capability as well as the ability. But we also need to keep an open-minded because do not assume what the assessor is looking for. The same exercise can be used for very different purpose. And so we'll remember that what we have to do our best should keep up an open-minded, be positive and realistic, and so to recognize your non-verbal side as well. The eye contact, facial expression, body language should also be considered as one of the criteria in the assessment center. Of course, be yourself, respect others, and this is the key to success in assessment center. Try to avoid to guess and not to respect others. Try to behave in particular way, no need to manipulate, and don't be negative, don't give up, and don't feel that it is a kind of the hospitality that the company should provide you. No, you have to work harder to get the job. You have to do your best. Candidates are also very concerned about when can they get the result and also the way that they can receive the feedback. For a good assessment center design, the company should provide the information about their assessment result as well as to provide some feedback for them. If not, the candidate can also ask for the result and the feedback after they go through the assessment center exercise. So, I hope that you all have some ideas about the assessment center And I hope you all the best and have a good luck with your job search in some future. If you have any questions, you can contact me or contact the assessment center provider for the University Career Center, Career Service, so that they will have a lot of the ideas on how to do in order to help students to work on the assessment center as well for the job interview screening. Okay, thank you.